Alrighty, we got Ben in. We are recording, which was an issue the last time or two times ago. But let's get this guy in, and we will be going. It's the after party. It feels weird calling it the after party, but when you have a bit, you have to commit to it. Iowa lost 9-6. I almost made the title of this sitting Shiva, Ben.
Oh my God! But like it's kind of like sitting Shiva, and like you're like, what's the word? You're fasting. So like
Yeah.
I was fasting for points.
They're fasting for points. It feels like we're overseeing a dead body for the next 7 weeks. Like,
oh my God.
I mean that genuinely, because like I just don't know where we go, Ben. I mean, other than watch parties where we can commiserate with our fellow Iowa Hawkeye fans.
So I hate to like beat this dead horse, but it's like friend who no excuse me. Oh, yeah, you can take your scooter. Oh my God, hi, how are you doing? Good, nice to see you. I'm so glad you weren't here to watch this Iowa game.
I know, what the
Where'd you watch it?
We watched it at where were we? Ina Bay.
Oh, fun. Yeah, you have some nice.
Have you met
Hey, I'm Ben. What's your name?
Nice to meet you, Ben. Before it was with me.
Oh,
Went to
nice.
Iowa
Yeah,
together.
we both went to Iowa together, worked together. Currently,
Where you at
I'm on
now?
the. Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm working in house somewhere.
You like it?
Yeah.
Does anyone know how to lock this bike?
No, I can't help you. This is live radio from Chicago. This is fucking funny. Oh my God.
Leaving it all in, Ben. It doesn't get better than this.
That is so goddamn funny. What was I talking about? Yeah, sitting Shiva. I'm struggling to think about. Oh no. So I was gonna say, somebody who I covered the 2012 team with like texted me is like, this is worse. Like this is worse than the James Vandenberg, the Mark Wiseman, the Devontae Martin Manley, it's worse than all of that experience, right? It is so bad.
Yeah. I mean, there's genuinely nothing good about it outside of we tried the ultimate test today after the ultimate test, I guess, against Iowa State, where it's like you point to Illinois, and that team did not necessarily deserve to win, but they went up against a team that deserved to win less. Like, Illinois had 3 turnovers, one of which was at the 1-yard line on a silly throw. The other of which was inside of Illinois.
What throw wasn't silly? Hold on. What throw wasn't silly?
That's
serious.
A great point. No, I mean, at one point, Art Sikowski, and I mean, even his final stat line was just bonkers for, I mean, it was a Stocko. Like, we talk about that from needing that from Petrus. And
Stocko handily wins this game for either team. I'm serious.
I just, like, the only way to go is just this. They're just so bad on offense. And as I see in our Slack, that's saying Petrus is like, hey, they run man so much, and Iowa doesn't have guys who can win man-on-man stuff. Like, they did something early to put Illinois in conflict with Lachey and Laporta, and then they never ran that again. They never ran like some type of route combination to free up either one of those guys. They relied on Laporta to make his best game, yards after the catch. A great stat at halftime from Matt Reisner was 99 of Iowa's 116 yards were Laporta. And like, you just can't win games like that when you're relying on very good but not elite skill talent to score you points. Like, it's just infuriating to watch, but like, it's not infuriating while you're actually watching it because of the chance of a win that Iowa football plays with. You're just holding it up, and it simmers and simmers and simmers, and then when the game ends, it's like, holy shit, how was it so bad?
I mean, as bad as Iowa played, like the fact that Illinois left the door open, I don't want to talk about Illinois at all, really. But the fact that they like let the door open for the entire game, I mean, says something about them. I guess, yeah, DeVito got hurt. But yeah, so I was going to bring up the Portis stat. It was like, he is the only guy on offense who does anything for you. Like, I was going to bring up the Reisner stat. You said it was like 99 yards of the 113 Iowa had at the half. And to me, if there's a game you're going to put Padilla in at all, this was it. Like, every throw was hold your breath from Petrus, in my opinion. It felt like truly, it felt like when the Vikings played the Eagles a few weeks ago on Monday Night Football, and every time Jalen Hurts had more than 4 seconds to throw the ball, I was like scared. And screaming when he passed.
Oh no, Ben, you're cutting out. You're cutting out a little bit.
Chicago Wi-Fi. That's what it has to do for you. But I don't know. I feel like I'm getting the point. I mean, cutting out. That's what the Iowa offense was, right? I think that's the experience. It is in and out the whole time.
It is the offense that constantly cuts out. And like, I think if we're going to look at one thing that like was particularly infuriating is I remember Spencer Petrus's very first game, and Iowa was talking about, oh, that's not Iowa football, throwing 50 times. Well, Iowa's 3 running backs had 20 carries. Spencer Petrus had 36 passing attempts. And 46 called pass plays. That is not Iowa football. I think about last year's Illinois game, and different teams to be sure, but Iowa at least made a huge attempt to like actually look different from running the ball. Arlen Bruce had 4 carries on jet sweeps, one of which was a touchdown. And it looks like Iowa's never run a jet sweep before because when they're hiking the ball, it's never in a position, and this was something Dad pointed out during the game, it's never in a position where like you're actually afraid of Bruce taking the ball and running with it. You just get this stupid reverse play in Iowa's 2-minute drill that I don't know. Like that's the one time where it's like, hey, we did what we wanted to do. We're in a position to score points. Let's make this field goal as easy as possible. Naturally, everything that can go wrong does go wrong. And Iowa's in a position where now you're relying on a freshman kicker to hit a tougher than expected field goal. And naturally, it comes back to bite Iowa. And Drew Stevens is the last person who deserves to have this loss pinned on him. But I hate the fact that the game ended within range of that field goal mattering. I would have much rather seen Illinois win 13-6 or in some way that, okay, well, Stevens did all that he could do. But man, it's a comedy of errors. It's the Chicago Wi-Fi of live radio. It's wild.
Stevens has his name. He doesn't deserve to have his name anywhere near this game. You talk about nobody's afraid of Arlen Bruce. Nobody's afraid of anybody on Iowa on offense at all. Like, there is not a single outside of, as much as I want to dog on a 22-year-old 3-year starter quarterback, like, come on, man. It is the adults making millions upon millions of dollars a year who study this game all day and all night and who have been studying it for the past 22 years and change. And you can't beat Illinois. When's the last time Illinois beat Iowa, Harrison? Do you know? Oh, no. This is bad.
Oh, I was muted. It was 2008, Ben, and Iowa beat Penn State in the following week. So anything can happen. It's college football, Ben. That's why we love it. Do you want to talk about Brian Ferentz smirking after Spencer Petrus's interception, and then we open this up to some other folks? You're muted, my friend. Oh boy. Oh, there you are.
I'm not feeling super great about the space. I don't know if you can hear me. Maybe I'll leave.
I can. All right, so I'm going to mediate some of this stuff. We're going to take some callers. I see we have Evan Cox. Let me go ahead and you had requested. I'll add you as a speaker. Unmute yourself. And what's up, Evan? How are you?
Well, I've been better. Anyway, I mean,
enough.
Everybody's going to want to talk about Brian and this abysmal play calling and whatnot, but I've been going to these football games since I was a kid, and I've seen a lot of stuff, but I thought back to, I remember the last time the entire season was sold out for every game was 2012. And that year, I think we went 4-8. I just remember, I think that was the year we also lost to Western Michigan at home.
What more can you tell us about 2000?
Was that right? But
I think it was 2011, but
yeah,
the sentiment.
Yeah,
remains.
and so when I saw that actually earlier this season that we sold out the entire year, I thought about that, and I just kind of, I don't know, it's something. But I just I guess my question that I wanted to ask and what you guys thought too was, I mean, season expectations have obviously sunken. I mean, I'm thinking it's going to be a fight to get to a bowl game. So instead of just really highlighting about all the problems we have, I just rather talk about something other than firing everybody or whatever everybody else will talk about. But I was just seeing what the rest of the season looked like for you guys. So thanks again.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I think you hit that spot on, Evan. I think this team's going to struggle to hit bowl eligibility, and this is something Ben's really kind of hammered is if you want change, it needs to be bad for a full season. And the win-loss results.
Vote with your dollars, right? Can you hear me? Am I back? Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes back. It goes back to you can't put your eyeballs, you can't put your money on the product, right? You can't get high on your own supply.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it needs to be, because we had the article that a beat writer tweeted out that he had of Gary Barta midweek saying he has full faith in Brian Ferentz. Now, what else is he supposed to say? Who knows? But you can't go from that to Herm Edwardsing him or Paul Christing him. The way Iowa football operates is a post-season retrospective, and the only way we're going to see any change happen is if we get to the end of the season, the wins don't net out to a positive season, and change has to be made. But I'm not convinced that it would be Brian that gets fired or Brian that moves on. I mean, to me, I think but we're getting to kind of away from Evan's point. To me, the expectations are no longer even a bowl game, and it's going to be a struggle there.
Nobody of consequence is going to face any consequences, I guess. I don't know how else to frame that this season. We're going to see the exact, the staff we're going to see next season is going to be no better. It's not going to improve. The roster's not going to improve. What tells you, what optimism can you possibly have? thinking that next season is going to be the year. Like if they're not going to change quarterback, if they're not going to change offensive coordinator, like I think Barnett is definitely gone. But that's a Band-Aid, and that's the absolute definition of scapegoat, right? Whipping boy.
That's a fall guy. Like
he's a fall guy.
It's because it's not his fault. He's having to put freshmen and sophomores out there. Like the fact that Iowa.
The problem is like I don't think the offensive line like even changes the complexion of this game. Like they weren't good, they were bad, but like you can still score more than 6 points with a bad offensive line.
Yeah. It's everything that is bad makes everything else worse.
Oh my God. It was just like truly, this sucked. I can't remember. The problem with like the 2012 comparisons is like the defense wasn't this good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like the biggest issue I have. And like, yes, I wouldn't have any sacks tonight, right? I don't think they had any. And Petras got sacked, 5 times? But that I don't care. Like, Riley Moss played his ass off. Kayvon Merriweather played his ass off. Quinn Schulte played his ass off. Noah Shannon played his ass off. Like all these guys, they let Illinois score 9 points, and they lost. Like, how mad do you think those guys are in that room? Like, truly, I mean, we have to have a conversation about the disconnect between the two sides of the ball on this team.
I mean, the thing though is like the way Iowa football is built is everyone has equal accountability for better or for worse. I saw one tweet, I think it was Eichel had Noah Shannon, hey, if we had held them to less rushing yards, we would have won the game. And hey, 9 points, the opponent having 9 points should win you the game. Like, I don't want to get caught up in any of the details. When you hold a team to 9 points, you should win.
It's like the meme that's been going around this week with Iowa football, where Kirk Ferentz said the most overrated stat in football is offensive yards. Like, yeah, Illinois had they had like 180 yards rushing, but still only scored 9 points. Like that should translate to at least 14 or 10. I mean, at the absolute minimum, it should translate to 10 points, and it didn't. Like, oh my God.
All right, we got some other folks that have requested. I'm gonna go here to CJ. I'll add you as a speaker. CJ, how are you? Hey, it's
been
Saturday
better.
Night.
Guys, you know the thing about it to me isn't so much, and I tweeted this out. It's not the losing. It's the way that they have the attitude. They tell you right to our faces that, hey, we're getting better. I mean, we have eyes. I mean, we know that you're not getting better. It doesn't seem like they really care. And I know they do, but it's just so terribly frustrating. It's like having you catch somebody doing something wrong, and then they tell you to their face that oh, I didn't do it. That's the feeling I get when I watch this team.
I think that's absolutely right. It feels like we're being lied to. It feels like we're getting peed on and told it's raining. Like, it truly feels like, I would say I'm extrapolating, but I don't think I am. Like, it feels like Kirk thinks we're all fucking idiots and don't know the sport of football. And it feels like I'm trying to think about, I saw a tweet the other day where it's like somebody's complaining about the referees in the Rutgers game last night. And somebody was trying to defend them, was like, oh, you've now obviously not officiated a game. It's like, no, but I can't play the saxophone either. And I know a bad saxophone solo when I hear one.
Exactly.
It's like, it feels like the exact same fucking thing. It's like, I don't have to play an instrument or play a sport or eat a bad piece of cheese to know that this thing is fucking rotten, man.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. You have no hope watching it too, because they refuse to admit what's wrong. It's just sad. It's that thief of joy comment that Julian had out a couple weeks back. It just rings more and more true every week.
Dude, like having these former players, like these alumni, is so damning, right? Like they have Kirk's cell phone number. They know how to get a hold of him. I mean, obviously, I don't think they're texting him, and I can't blame them. Like, I can't expect them to, but like, holy fucking shit! How can you feel any sort of pride right now? Like, that has to hurt, and I feel bad for him. I really do. I feel bad for me, and like, I'm the most important person in my life, so, ugh, just sad.
Just a great point, Ben. All right, thank you, CJ. We're gonna go to Doug. We're getting weird. As always, we can mute you if you get too off the rails. But
yeah, we're gonna go to this fake account.
There's no fake account,
Yeah.
brother. I'm feeling some pain just like you.
how you doing? Is it Doug? Is that how you pronounce it, or is it Doug? I don't know what
This is
the
my second
still
account.
name
This is a facade. It's just Doug. Just call me Doug.
Okay. Alrighty, Doug. What's up, man?
I mean, I've been saying it for like 3 years about not just like the QB play, but like the offensive production. Like, I'd love to sit in a meeting room or a practice room and like honestly hear them tell me what they're seeing to throw that product on the field. Like, I don't understand. I think it was the screenplay to LaPorta on 2nd and 6. We haven't had any success with a screenplay all night. I don't even think we ran one. And we're on a good drive. The tight ends are working down the field. Everything, like any success is just down the field passes. And we run a screenplay that is like the dumbest fucking screenplay I've ever seen. And it completely stalls the drive. And we got to punt. I just don't. I would love to hear them tell me what is the thought process there.
It's just so disjointed, I think, is ultimately what it comes down to. And like that, because that drive, if I'm not mistaken, it was the one in which, like, in some ways, it was found money, right? Because it was the 6-yard sneak, which at that point was Iowa's largest run of the game. And then it was the Petrus scramble, where I don't know how that wasn't a targeting call to add 15 yards. And then they went, if I'm remembering correctly, they had 2 or 3 really successful runs. And it's basically the kid at Madden who's like, all right, I've run it well twice, so now everyone's going to overload us on a run call. And they're just running man so much. Like, you can't give your tight ends the ball 4 to 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage in man coverage and expect, a guy's going to be on him. A guy's going to be on your best offensive weapon, like they were on him on that shovel pass, which is the first time I've ever seen Iowa run a frickin' shovel pass. It just, I don't even want to say it feels like they're outsmarting.
Oh, a shovel pass!
Because,
a shovel pass to the tight end didn't work. Shocker.
I mean, that's straight out of the 2008
God.
playbook from
dude.
the
The
Green Bay
problem is, like,
Packers.
Laporta's a dude. Like, he's a dude. He's a guy. And what we saw from Illinois tonight, like, having one guy should be enough to win. And it wasn't. It was just, I don't care. Like, I know Illinois had, like, don't they have the number 1 scoring defense in the country, or like number 2? Like,
Yeah.
From what I saw, I wasn't like, were you impressed?
Absolutely not.
No, absolutely not. Not even a little bit. Like, holy fucking shit.
It would be so easy to play defense against the Iowa offense. I'm putting 8 in the box and saying, beat me throwing the football.
Yeah, how many times do they go for it on 4th down? 3 times?
Yep.
And they converted at least twice, I can remember. Ugh.
Here's why it wasn't. Because, like, I'm going to only push back on it wasn't impressive. It wasn't impressive because we've seen worse defenses do the exact same thing to Iowa's offense that Illinois did, and that's the only reason
that's
that
absolutely
it
right.
didn't seem impressive.
Absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. No cap. You're right. Did I use no cap correctly? I don't care. Ugh.
Well, let's keep this rolling because like
You want?
I'm
Okay.
do you not want to? I'm
Well,
adding Kurt.
I was about to go down the street and start drinking at another bar. So, I mean,
Okay.
you can keep it going. I might leave.
All righty, Ben. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening. Kurt, I've added you. Unmute yourself and what's on your mind?
Yeah. Tonight was dog shit. But I guess my question is if we talk about how bad, this season's been offensively, and last season after the Penn State game, offense was bad. What do we think about recruiting moving forward? I mean, do we lose recruits? I mean, because if I'm a recruit, specifically, a big name recruit on the offensive line that's supposed to come to Iowa, I'm rethinking what I'm doing. So I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are on a season like this and recruiting moving forward.
I mean, I think we saw some of it, right, with and there's a lot at play, but like the Kendrick Raphael, I think's his name, the kid out of Florida, he's starting to get big offers. And when you are a player like him who wants the ball in your hands and you see young players getting the ball in their hands, that's hard to break through. But I think your question specifically is probably about Proctor. In some ways, I almost think it helps solidify the fact that Proctor can come in and make an immediate impact. I think that's important. But it's certainly something to consider. Maybe one that's different is like Moda, like the kid out of Marion, a wide receiver potentially. And it's like, does it make sense to play wide receiver in Brian Ferentz's offense and Kirk Ferentz's offense? To me, that's where this season has just the potential to go off the rails in terms of the Keegan Johnson weirdness, Brody Brecht. He's been in and out. Where are people there to win some of these one-on-one matchups? Because they're not necessarily on the team. They require too much scheming to get open. Iowa doesn't scheme them open enough, and they're rarely put in positions where even if they're schemed open, they're not getting tons of yard after the catch outside of Laporta's first half tonight. It's just it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think
does anything make sense in this offense, though?
No, but I think with next year's recruiting, right? When you look at the offensive line, it leads me to believe. Well, but it leads me to believe the reason why Tyler Goodson didn't stick around this coming season is because he realized the offensive line was going to be terrible, and he's not going to look any better than he did last year, right? I mean, why leave and be an undrafted player in the NFL?
I don't know. Am I cutting in and out, or can you not hear me? I don't know.
Yeah, you're in and out.
Okay. Well, my question was, does anything make sense?
Nothing makes sense on this offense, but I think that's a great point, Kurt. Tyler Goodson saw the writing on the wall, and if he's going to be an undrafted free agent this year, let's just be an undrafted free agent last year. And I think you see maybe more of that, maybe some of that on the defensive side of the ball. But it's like that's to Ben's initial point at this is that's what makes this so much different than 2012 is this defense is so good. It bails Iowa out, and they're playing so many of these defenders on special teams, and they're making impacts. And it would be one thing if it were just a lost season, but this feels like a wasted season. I think is maybe the best way to distill it for me.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Somebody asked me this, and I think it's very poignant. Does having Akram Wadley change the complexion of Iowa's season? He doesn't drop any of those balls. He misses all those tacklers. I feel like Akram Wadley scores a touchdown tonight, and that's the difference.
Yeah. Wadley won games his senior year. And he won games his junior year. He won the Michigan game. He almost won the Penn State game in 2017. Iowa does not have a single game breaker. I'm optimistic about Johnson, but he's different in the sense that it seems like he can turn something good into something great, whereas Wadley could turn something out of absolutely nothing. And maybe that's why it hurts not to have Keegan Johnson, because he had a couple of those plays last year, specifically the Minnesota tunnel screen, where he took that thing the distance after being tackled by two guys 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Next question. Does everything suck?
Not everything.
Okay.
Not everything sucks, Ben.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to Aaron Truitt, and then I think we might call this an evening. Hey, good evening, Aaron. What's on your mind?
I don't see this Aaron guy on the speakers, so.
Oh, well, let's give that a whirl. Kirby Hawk 69. We said we're gonna get weird. Let's get as weird as possible, and we'll go ahead and call it after this. Kirby, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm sick of this, man. I'm sick of this. And then we got Kirk's being sassy in the presser now. I don't know if you guys are seeing this.
I'm not. What's he saying?
I think David Eichel asked him about a midseason coaching change, and he's like, I don't know if you're aware of this, but we won 10 games last year. Just complete, snooty Kirk.
Oh, is 2021 also 2022? I didn't realize. I should tell my 401k that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, man. It's depressing. I'm sure you guys feel the same. I feel like Nebraska. Like, it sucks.
No. Come on.
Hey, we beat Rutgers by a cool 14 points versus a single point. Or wait, we beat them by more than one, I guess. I can't remember what the actual score was.
If you have to look back at that score, that's not a good place to be. But
yeah, it just sucks. For sure. That's about all you can say at this point.
Alrighty. Let's go ahead and let's clear the request that we have. Let me see. I'll try and get Aaron Truitt back, and then we got Petrus season. 3 years this kid's started.
That's the other thing,
I can't
too.
get his name.
It's like Vandenberg didn't get 3 years. Like Stanzi didn't get 3 years. CJB didn't get 3 years. Like, holy shit. Petrus is going to get he's not going to. I hope not. But, he could, technically get a fourth year. Could he not?
Absolutely he could. All right, Aaron, what's on your mind?
Talk about Halloween. Aaron, you got to unmute yourself.
Well,
there you go.
How we doing?
Saturday. Ben's hanging out with us instead of at a bar.
I'm in front of my favorite bar in Chicago waiting for a Malort shot.
My deal is...
Oh, there it is.
This was alluded to earlier. If you're a defensive coordinator in the Big Ten, do you laugh when you prep for Iowa? What is there to prepare for? We have no imagination. Do you take the week off? Are you sipping martinis? What are you doing?
Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
It's the exact same. It's holy shit. Oh my God. Oh, outside zone to the right with a first, second, or third string running back. Yeah, we'll take it. You're right.
How do we defend him last year? Okay, let's pull that one off the shelf.
Yeah,
my work is done.
Yeah, let's those guys have been at happy hour all week because you got nothing to prepare for.
I know. All right, let's get Petrus season in here.
Wait, is that a Twitter guy or are you just?
Oh yeah, with a Petrus avatar. Seems like it is satire, which I respect. So
yeah.
All right, Mr. Petrus season, how are you? Or Mrs. I don't know. Haven't heard your voice.
Don't assume genders.
I know. All right, Is he not speaking? Did he?
I'm not seeing him on mine. I'm
Okay.
also on.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll remove him.
Okay.
All right, we got another 69. Rudy Peck. This one's definitely gonna get weird. Rudy Peck, how are you? You gotta unmute yourself. Or not.
Rudy,
right, SpongeBob.
Rudy, talk your shit.
Oh, he's gone. We got a SpongeBob guy. Let's go. Tony Franducci. Let's see if we can get this to work. Alrighty, unmute yourself.
Yo,
okay, there
can you
we
hear
go.
me?
How's it going?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I just wanted to get your guys' perception on this. So I came in a little bit late, but looking at the rest of this season, like outside of Northwestern, where's like the other win? Because I just can't see it. Like even with Nebraska, I can't see it. I think this year, like outside Northwestern, I can't see us winning another game.
Here's the worst part. We're going to beat Ohio State. It's going to be vindicated. Not. I know we're not, but like that could happen, and it'll be total vindication for Kirk and his offense and whatever. We're not going to – I don't think we will. But like something very dumb. But yes, overall, outside Northwestern, I don't see another win. Nobody does.
Northwestern's just going to be another staring contest, though.
How's Northwestern any different than Illinois or any other team we played?
I think Northwestern is a special kind of bad, but I don't know.
Even Northwestern in the years past has gotten us. Even like, what was it, 2018? Like even their 2018 wasn't amazing, but they still were able to. Like we've had issues with them. I could
name every Northwestern quarterback that has beaten Iowa. Like, and I don't think I could do that with any other team, honestly. I'm serious.
I just know the Purdue game, Charlie's just going to go off. I can see it. I can just see Charlie just absolutely having a day.
I'm going to vomit.
I maybe the broader point is like, what game do I look at and think like, oh, I'm going to have fun watching this? Like, even if Iowa beats Northwestern, it's going to be just like watching paint dry.
Right here, talking with you guys post-bar is the most fun I've had with any Iowa football this year.
Oh.
And that sucks.
That's so kind, Ben.
That is – no, I mean that in the meanest way possible.
Alrighty. Officially the last one. We're going Darth. He's got an Amir Smith-Marset v. Avatar. We just have to do it. Darth, how are you?
I mean, here's the thing, man. Here's what's got me pissed off. I've been waiting a long time to let this out.
Sorry, man.
Talk your shit.
That's all right. So first of all, we got our starting quarterback in the post-game press conference right now saying every play that we called up was the perfect play against everything they had. Absolutely admitting that he is not that guy.
So he's a liar.
So
is he Pinocchio?
He's sitting in the post-game press conference admitting he can't hang. And yet he knows there's not going to be a change that's going to be made, so it doesn't fucking matter what he admits to. Second of all, you want to talk long-term? You want to talk recruiting? I cannot imagine any human being with hands and hand-eye coordination that would have the willingness to sign up to come play for our fucking offense. I don't care. Yeah, sure, this may be great for Caden Proctor because it's going to show that we need a damn good O-line to do anything. But at the point we're at, we're not going to get running backs. We're not going to get a QB commit. You want to talk about QB commits? Max Dugan is down at TCU. Yeah. He's an Iowa native down at TCU, leading an undefeated season, just had a top 25 win today. And I tell you what, I'm sitting here at home watching Michigan State's running back coach getting carried off the field with a seizure. I think I would rather have him at offensive coordinator today. I really do. And that's my take.
Oh, boy.
That's what I'm here to say. Sign Mike Hart. And fire Brian Ferentz, please.
That's hilarious.
Only
I think
devil's
that's how we
advocate.
have to end it.
Yeah, I will only say only devil's advocate to go against what you're saying is you start day one. If you're a recruit, yeah, come and play right away. Come to Iowa because everybody else stinks. It stinks.
Yeah, so you can not get the ball and transfer to fucking Purdue, and then next year you're having the career of your life. Go ahead. Come to Iowa for a year just so you can get shelled out and go somewhere else and have an actual opportunity. That's what I'm seeing if I'm a recruit right now. And I hate to say it.
Yeah.
You know, I've been here my entire life. I've loved Iowa football my entire life. I'm just every night I go to bed and I dream of Drew Tate. I dream of that Alamo Bowl because at least that Alamo Bowl was fun to watch.
Yeah.
We got different dreams, but that's fine. I won't yuck your yum.
Fair enough. Well, I think that this is it, Ben. I think we've had exactly what we thought we would get when we were like, okay, let's do some Twitter Spaces this season. And this did not disappoint. Appreciate everyone joining. And any final thoughts, Ben Ross?
We fucking suck, man.
Oh, you got to mute these guys, Harrison. That's on you.
All right. I know that is.
No,
I miss Nate Stanley a lot more than I thought I ever did.
I'm sending my bar tab to Vox. They better pick up my per diem.
Hilarious. Alrighty. Well.
Hey, at least Iowa State lost.
Yeah. Their offense is in similar shape, so
they covered at least those cunts.
A glass house. Alrighty. For Ren Boss, for all these goofballs that have joined us, thanks everyone for joining. This will be on the podcast feed when it's on the podcast feed. So talk to y'all later. Good night.
Go Hawks till the day I die.
Toodles.